Yeah, hi, it's Bruce Robinson here again from the Fathering Project, and this is the next in our series on how dads can influence daughters. And this week, I'd like to talk about the word confidence. And let me tell you a scary moment that I experienced about this. I was interviewing for this book on daughters and dads, a psychologist in the United States who's an expert at this kind of stuff. And he said to me, well, Bruce, it's been shown that the confidence a woman has as an adult is most profoundly influenced by the relationship she had with her dad. I was thinking, with her school teacher, with her mother. No, they're all important, but somehow dads can build or break confidence. And I remember now, I was sitting on a plane flying from Denver to Los Angeles after this interview, and I thought about the women I knew who were incredibly competent, but they never quite felt confident. And they ended up sometimes with this thing called the imposter syndrome, where they weren't really, they shouldn't, they get found out, they're not really that good. Oh, so frustrating. It's very common today. And then I had a bit of not a panic attack, but I got really scared. I remember flying over the Rocky Mountains. I wasn't scared about the mountains, I was scared about the fact that my daughter was stuck with me. I was the guy. So I resolved to learn about how to give my daughter confidence and not destroy that confidence. How can you destroy confidence in a girl, Dad? Well, you do it even though you mean to be helpful. So you might want to discipline her, and in the process, you shatter her confidence by being critical. Girls are very susceptible to words. It may be that you've used sarcasm instead of encouragement. It may be that you find fault in order to improve her performance. There's all sorts of ways in which we can, with the best of intentions, destroy a girl's confidence. They're very susceptible to words. And again, a story that sticks in my mind is when Rick Charlesworth, the Australian hockey coach, took over the Australian women's hockey team. He was using the same techniques as he was using with guys. And then they weren't quite performing, and a delegation of 3 of the senior players came to see him and said, Dr. Charlesworth, we need to talk to you. Your use of sarcasm to stir us up like you'd use with the guys, it doesn't work with us. Women are very susceptible to words. You need to use encouragement. And then the captain, she used a phrase which I've never forgotten. Every time you use those words of sarcasm, it's like a knife in our hearts. Oh, he changed the way he did his coaching of women. So important for dads to know that you can destroy their confidence by the words that you use. So dads, what can you do to give your daughters confidence? What can you say and do? Well, here's some specific tips. The first is ask your daughter for advice. If you've got an issue at work or some other decision to make, particularly as she gets older, say, look, I'm faced with this decision. I'd appreciate your advice. Ask for her thoughts. And if it's like on politics, etc., if there's an election, don't put her down and say, that's a stupid thing to say. Say, that's interesting. I never thought of that. Why do you think that? Ask for her advice. Ask for her help when you need to do something. Don't just step in and do it for her. Another tip is encourage her particular skills. Don't push her to do anything that you think she should do. Encourage her particular skills. And I have this great image talking to the daughter of Craig Sargent, who was Australian Test cricket vice captain. Shari was really good at things like music and drama. And she said with a smile that her dad, who was a real champion footballer as well, he was a sportsman. He didn't really understand music and drama, but he encouraged me to do the things that I wanted to do rather than sport. And she said, and you know what I appreciate? He never missed a performance. And he probably didn't understand much of it, but he never missed a performance. He encouraged me to do the things that I wanted to do. And I think another way is to set some realistic goals for your daughters. Don't just stand back and let them do nothing, but don't push them too hard. Set realistic goals. And again, another one of my absolute favourite stories is this 10-year-old girl, and she was on holidays with her parents, and her dad was encouraging her to swim across a river to a tree branch. And he was encouraging her and said, "You can do it, you can do it." And she stopped to turn back, and Dad looked at her and said, "No, Shane, you can do it." 4 years later, she held every swimming world record except 100 metres freestyle for women. And her dad said to her, "No, Shane, you can do it." And she did it. Shane Gould. Encouragement from her father, giving her the confidence to have a go at things. Final suggestion, dads, is to encourage your daughter into leadership. Not because she's a girl, you've got to show them that a girl can do it, but because of who she is. She's capable of being a leader, so encourage her into leadership. Also, helps build her confidence because you believe she can do it. And you can say, "Well, shouldn't that come from mum?" Well, of course it does come from mum. But, and here's a key point, daughters look to their dads for a signal of whether he believes in her or not. It's a form of external validation. She sort of expects mum, she's inside her gender. She kind of expects certain things from mum. She has her radar out for what dad thinks. Is she capable or not? So dads, you have a profound effect on how you treat your daughter in terms of her likelihood of growing up as a confident person or lacking in confidence. And I don't mean by confidence self-importance, quite the opposite, a quiet confidence.